Welcome student to the second part of the second chapter, that is the geographic grid, and today we will be starting up the second topic, that is the lines of latitude. Right, so in this particular video we will be dealing with the definition of the latitude, the main latitudes and the uses of the latitudes, like the main latitude, the equator, North Pole, South Pole, Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. And if we talk about the use of the latitude, so how they are useful to us, so in detail we will be going through all of these in this particular video. So let's get started. So student, what is a line of latitude? So a latitude, it is an angular distance of a place, right? It is the angular distance of a place north or south of the equator, right? Equator, 0 degree latitude. So it is the angular distance of the place north or south of the equator, right? And what are the latitudes? They are the imaginary lines, right? And they join all the places that have the same latitude towards the north or the south of the equator. Okay, and each other latitude you have seen also on the globe that they are marked with degree, starting with the equator, that is a 0 degree latitude. Okay, so latitudes, they are calculated according to the angle that a place makes with the center of the earth, right student? So lines of latitude, they are parallel to each other, and along with that they are parallel to the equator, and this is why they are also called as the parallels of latitude. Is that clear? They are called the parallels of latitude. Why? Because they are parallel to each other along with the equator also. Okay, and every parallel latitude that is on the globe, it is a full circle sorry, but if we talk about the great circle, it is the equator, right student? It is the equator. And the lines of latitude, they are not of equal length. Okay, so if we talk about from towards the poles at 60 degree latitude in each hemisphere, the length of the circle is half the length of the equator, right? So at the poles, these lines are just the points or the dots, and if we go towards the equator, it enlarges, right? So now if we talk about the main latitudes, the main latitudes are, the first one is the biggest or the longest line of latitude, that is the equator, North Pole, South Pole, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. So now we will be dealing with these. So student, there are 181 parallels of latitude and they are at 1 degree interval from each other, right? How many? 181, and at a interval of 1 degree. Okay, so if we talk about the equator, as we have dealt it, it is the longest line of latitude and it represents the 0 degree latitude. Okay, now next is the North Pole. North Pole is, that is the 90 degree north. Okay, so what does it mean? That means it is located at an angular distance of 90 degree north of the equator. And if we talk about the South Pole, it is the angular distance of 90 degree south of the equator, right? And if we talk about the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north. So this is the line of latitude that is located 23.5 degree north of the equator. And if we talk about the Tropic of Capricorn, it is 23.5 degree south, okay, of the equator. Okay, and next is the Arctic Circle. So this represents the 66.5 degree north. That means this Arctic Circle, it marks the limit of the northern polar region surrounding to the North Pole, right? It marks the limit to the northern polar region that surrounds the North Pole. And if we talk about the Antarctic Circle, so this is towards the south, 66.5 degree south latitude, and what it does, it marks the limit of the south polar region. Okay, Arctic Circle, it marks the north polar region surrounding to the North Pole, and Antarctic Circle, it marks the limit of the south polar region around the South Pole, right? Is that clear? Okay, very simple, easy to remember. This is how you can easily learn. So northern and southern hemisphere, if we talk about the northern and southern hemisphere, so student, equator, it is a midway between the poles, okay, that divide the earth into two equal hemispheres, like the first one is northern hemisphere and second one is the southern hemisphere, right? So the north pole and the south pole, we know that they are opposite to each other, okay, and they are at the extreme end of the sphere, okay. Likewise, we know that it is one is at the angular distance of 90° north and other one is in the 90° south, right? So the length of the equator, if we talk about it, it is equal to the circumference of the earth. And what is that? It is 40,075 kilometer, okay. And since the circumference of the circle is equals to 360°, right? They are all together, if we calculate, and we know that the circumference is altogether it is 360°. So if we divide it, then we will have that one angular distance, it is roughly about 111 kilometer, okay. So 1 degree is equals to 111 kilometer. Very important, you need to remember, it can be asked in a 1 mark question in the part 1, right student? So you can jot it down. So what is the use of the latitudes? Why these imaginary lines were being made? What is the purpose of it? So the first purpose was to find the location of a place, okay. So latitudes, they give us the location of a place, either they are on the northern side or on the southern side of the equator, okay. So this is how we can find the absolute location of that particular place, right student? Okay, so this is how it is used to find the location, okay. And if you want to find the distance, if you want to measure the distance, so how you can measure? So distance, they are calculated with reference to the equator, okay, at the right angle to that particular place, okay. So if you want to measure the distance of any place from the equator, okay, so based on the degree of the latitude, we can calculate it, right? Because as we know that 1 degree is equals to 111 kilometer, 111 kilometer, okay. So this is how we can find the particular measurement of the distance of that particular place, right? We will do the numericals of this particular in the future video, okay. So for now, you just remember, for measuring up of the distance at a particular latitude from the equator, it can be used, right? Because we know that 1 degree is equals to how much? It is equals to 111 kilometer. And either it can be, north up to the equator or to the south of the equator. And the third importance or the use of it is the heat zone, very important. That is, the earth is being divided into 3 zones, the torrid, temperate and the frigid zone. So students, in the torrid zone, this is the area that lies between the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, and Tropic of Capricorn, that is 23.5 degree south, okay. So these both, they mark the limit of the torrid zone, okay. What does torrid mean? It means hot zone, okay. So it is also called as the tropical zone. Why? Because it is the hottest zone of the earth, right? If we talk about a temperate, likewise temperate, the temperature is slightly moderate here. So the two other important lines of latitude, if we talk about on the basis of temperature, they are the Arctic Circle, that is a 66.5 degree north, and the Antarctic Circle, that is 66.5 degree right south, okay. And between the Arctic Circle and the Tropic of Cancer, as well as between the Antarctic Circle and the Tropic of Capricorn, these two areas, they are the temperate zone, right? And because they are located on the either side, one is on the northern side and other is the southern side. So in the northern side, that is the 23.5 degree north to 66.5 degree north, okay, upper side. And in the southern side, southern temperate zone, that is 23.5 degree south and 66.5 degree south, okay. So from 23.5 degree south to 66.5 degree south, that is below of the equator. So this is the region that whereby the climate is moderate, okay. What does it mean? Moderate means neither it is very hot, neither it is nor it is very cold over there, right? So the climatic conditions are slightly moderate. Next is the frigid zone. So frigid zone, as the name itself reveals, so it is from Arctic Circle and the North Pole, and between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. So these are the two frigid zones of the Earth. Okay, so these are the polar regions. Okay, and they receive the slanting rays of the sun. Okay, because they receive the slanting rays of the sun, that is why the temperature don't get increase here. Okay, so in these two zones the temperature is very low. Okay, or if we talk about the lowest temperatures, it is being noticed over here, right student? So this is all about the latitudes. You can go along the video, and till then go through the video, keep learning, be safe and be inside.